Hey there, happy Sunday. Coming to you with another couple pages from my book, The Kind of Leader We Need. I'm really value leadership when leaders are leading from a place of purpose and passion that impacts others greatly. So trait number 4 is humility. Doesn't seek the spotlight, chooses service over self. Who do you know that you can think of that's a great leader? What is it about them that you notice that you admire? Are they a person who is truly leading for a purpose bigger than themselves? Do they choose service over self? And how are they a leader who leads with that purpose over seeking the spotlight? So just pay attention to those kinds of things and try to think of those leaders that you admire most, and what are those qualities and character traits that they consistently possess. C.S. Lewis says, humility is not thinking of yourself. C.S. Lewis says, humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is thinking of yourself less. Humble leaders don't need a spotlight. They shine through their service. They know they don't have all the answers, and they're not afraid to admit it. Instead of dominating a room, they create space for others to grow. They listen to understand. I really think that one of the things that we can do right now, especially when we don't understand how someone can believe the way they do, or can be so opposite of our values or beliefs, that we could just get in a place of curiosity instead of judgment and say, I wonder what it is about this person's life story that leads them to believe what they do or to be who they are today. Because it's our experiences that shape us and make us who we are, and kind of lead us to what we believe. And so I wonder what it is about their life story that leads them to be who they are today, or to believe what they believe today. That is a much better place where we can sit at the table with someone who's so different than us, believes so differently, and see their humanity, and not be in a place of judgment, but a place of seeking to understand. So humble leaders listen to understand. Humility doesn't mean weakness. It means strength under control. It's the quiet confidence to elevate others, to admit mistakes, and to keep learning. Humble leaders build trust not by showcasing their power, but by showing their humanity. In a culture driven by ego and attention, humility stands out. It reminds us that leadership is not about being important, it's about being impactful. The best leaders lead from among, not above. They measure success not by how much recognition they receive, but by how well they serve the people around them. Humility grounds them, reminding them that leadership is a responsibility, not a reward. These leaders lift others, share credit, and take time to understand before they seek to be understood. They lead with a heart for the mission, not a hunger for status. In doing so, they create teams marked by trust, belonging, and purpose. When service takes priority over self, leadership becomes not just effective, but transformational. So I end each section with 3 questions, reflection questions. And the reason I do this is because questions invite thinking and inspire growth. And so I tell you what I believe is important about leadership traits that great leaders possess. But I also want the reader to grow in their own leadership and really understand this for themselves. Because the more we come from a place of understanding who we are, from our innermost being and innermost place, then we can lead from those values and those convictions that are true to who we are. So the 3 questions I have for you on humility are: when was the last time you chose to listen before you spoke? How do you handle moments when you're wrong or unsure? And in what ways can you lead with more humility in your current role? Whatever your role is, whether it's a parent, a pastor, a principal, a teacher, a business leader, just wherever you are, in what ways can you lead with more humility in your current role? John C. Maxwell, someone who I so admire and has written the most books on leadership in the world, John C. Maxwell says, "The greatest leaders are the ones most willing to serve." So instead of casting judgment and all of those things, we need to start washing feet. Be like Jesus and wash feet. And just lead people to higher ground by how we treat other human beings and act with humility, knowing that not one of us is perfect. Not one of us is like got it all figured out, because that's the human experience, is that we get to grow throughout life and understand things on a deeper level as we seek the true meaning of things. On page 21, I have humble leaders shine through their service. All right, so let's get out and shine through our service. How can we be leaders who choose service over self? Have a blessed rest of your day. Bye-bye.